Today we are going to be reacting to a Kevin Samuels video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Have children and you say to them to give the child, you give them some options, and one of the options is to give the child to the father.
Okay.
And so I kind of cringe on that because I'm a mother myself. I'm a wife. I've been married for almost 12 years. Next month will be 12 years. And I just can't imagine to do that.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do women make better parents than men?
Oh. Well, see, I'm in a my
No,
situation is different because I'm even married.
Listen, ma'am. I asked you a very simple question.
Okay.
Do women make better parents than men?
Are we talking statistically?
I'm just asking your opinion, ma'am.
I mean, even if we go by statistically, no, women don't make better parents than men. When the stats show that when a child is with a single mom versus a single father, more than likely the single father would have raised that child better in that situation, statistically. So let's see what she says now.
Well, statistically, no.
Okay. So, according to what you just said, women statistically don't make better parents than men. So, if I'm asking women to give custody to the sex or gender that makes a better parent, why do you cringe?
Because I don't think that's natural.
What?
No. Okay.
She doesn't think it's natural to give the child to the father or for the father to take care of the child. He's also a parent too, right? It's funny though, because on the opposite foot, if it was anything to do with taking care of the child, then it has no nature argument. Then he's just supposed to do it.
In the best interest of the child, would the best interest of the child be to be with the person that makes the better parent?
Yes.
All right. So if it would be in the best interest of the child to be with the person or gender that makes the best parent, I don't understand how you can make a nature argument for the detriment of a child. I cringe when women think like you, who think that a woman should just have the child because she gave birth, even if she does not make the best parent. I cringe at that logic for the outcome of the child.
But see, there was one particular.
You can't just skip past that, ma'am. You have to acknowledge that that's what you effectively said.
Yes, but then no.
No, ma'am, that's just the inverse of your logic. You said you cringe when I tell women as an option to give the child to the father. But by your own logic, fathers statistically make better parents than children. The better outcome for the child would be to be with the parent that be with the person that makes the best parent. And if statistically that's men, that means men should have the children in the first place, and women should have to get custody from the men, according to your logic.
Oh, well, hold on now, Kevin. I didn't say
I mean, but basically you did.
See, the thing is, you did say it. You did say it. You just didn't use the words I said.
Yeah, basically that's exactly what she just said. She said statistically, the woman doesn't make the better parent. So then by default, you give the child to the father and the child will have better provision under the man. But now she's saying, well, I'm not really saying that. But in a way, that's exactly what you said.
See, you strike me as one of these women who believe because you carry the child and how all this natural nurturing bond, that the child is your property and the child should be with you. And that's simply not the way it should. That's not even the way it works.
No. Because I'm raising my children with, in a two-parent household. So
Right. I get
I
it.
can't tell you as a single mother because I've never been one.
I didn't say a single mother. I said a parent. I didn't make that distinction. But why do you think that? So here's the thing. Why do you cringe if you think statistically men make better parents?
Well, I think I cringe, and I'm gonna tell you why. I can't think of her name. She's on Basketball Wives. And I used to watch Basketball Wives. She's a wife of a basketball player, and she did the same thing. And now that the child is an adult, there have been some storylines and
Ma'am, are
some
we
things.
actually trying to make parental decisions based off Basketball Wives? I mean, seriously?
No. I was just using it as an example.
That's a pretty poor example. We have so much data, and it shocks me that, no offense, ma'am, as a married woman, that you would go to a storyline on Basketball Wives. That's troubling to me. I gave you the floor to say what you want, and you went to Basketball Wives. Seriously?
Yes, I did use that as an example. I did.
So just be honest with me. Just be honest. If you and your husband were to split, who do you think should get the kids?
Oh. Well, see, I'm not gonna speak that because my marriage is we
But,
going
but that's the point. Well, you are, and that's the whole point. See, you're supposed to marry before you carry, so this is not an issue.
That's true.
But the problem is, prior to 1945, when there was a divorce, the children went with the father.
Oh.
Before no fault divorce came along, the woman left with what she came with. But now women can we have a 51% divorce rate, with 80% of divorces are filed by women. Why? There's a financial incentive for women, and human beings operate on incentives. But you just said yourself, statistically, men make better parents. Look in the Black community. We have an 80% out of wedlock childbirth, meaning 8 out of 10 Black children come up in single parent households. True or false? Is the
True.
Black community better off today in 2020 than it was in 1950? Why? In 1950, we had an 80% marital rate. We had two-parent households. We have actual almost 50 years of single-parent rule in Black America. And look at what it's wrought. We need to try something different. If we're not going to have marriage, men should be a parent. That's an option. But you ladies don't even want to look at it as an option because most of you women look at the child like it's yours.
Exactly.
And it's not. I said most women.
No.
Ma'am, you cannot tell me that most women don't speak of children like it's theirs. Even when they're married, my child this, my child that. I've been in church too many times when you see married couples and the mother or the wife is talking about the child in the singular. Not our, it's mine.
And that's very true. I dare someone to comment down below right now and say they haven't experienced this. Women have always done this for a very long time. Even they could be married, they could be in a committed relationship. And when it comes to the child, the woman will sit there and say, well, my son this, my son that, my daughter this, my daughter that, instead of saying our. So a lot of women do believe that the child is only and solely theirs. That is a fact.
I have heard that. Yes, you're right. I have heard those.
I get why it makes women cringe, especially good mothers. I do. Because it's like, I could not imagine being in my child's life. Well, if that's the case, you pick a man that you want to be with, and then you submit yourself to a greater thing other than your desires.
Yes, now that I do agree, and
but if that's not the case, and the child has to go somewhere, would it be better to go with the man or the woman? And the data is pretty clear.
I guess it's just the mother in me that I just
all right.
can't
So you have a son?
imagine. That's all.
Okay. So if your sons had children, had children, and for some reason he and the mother split, you knowing what you know, you would still say, nope, son, let the child go with the mom? Or would you tell your son to fight for his child?
Oh no, fight.
Oh,
Fight
well,
for
that
his
doesn't
child.
make any sense.
Because that's my
You out of your
grandbaby.
mind. See, you're not
That's
even,
my
ma'am, you're all
grandbaby.
in your feelings. And you're in a logical circle. I just used your words. Come on, ma'am.
You
Because
did just
you know
got
what you're
me.
saying doesn't make any sense. It's a feeling. And that's fine, but we made too
You're
many
right.
feelings-based
Right.
decisions. That's why what I say is an option. It's not the only option. The better option is to
Right. You do provide
the
other
better
options.
option is
Yes,
to
you do.
not have a child with somebody you're not married to and stay in your marriage, not leave. But the problem is we don't do relationship well, so people leave when the temperature changes. And then it makes a messy
Absolutely.
situation.
You're absolutely
But
right.
all right, ma'am, I appreciate it though. Gotta get to the next call. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
That was a good call. That was a very good call. And she even said my grandchild at the end. It's not even his. It's not even theirs. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Share this video. Comment your thoughts down below on this conversation. The Godfather's link will be in the description down below. Head over to his channel and go support. You upload daily videos, so I hope to see you guys here often. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.